Welcome to Hot Takes, where we talk about debatable topics. Today's topic is, should you put in your 2 weeks? James?
Not needed.
I concur. Not needed.
Yes.
Yes. Ty, what do you think?
I've done it before when I probably shouldn't have, so I'll say yes. I'll still say yes.
Oh, interesting.
Ty, explain.
He's teetering.
They didn't deserve it.
Okay.
Okay,
Fair enough.
You're making the argument for me.
He's on the fence.
All right, which is good because
We got some work to do, but I think we can turn him around.
Listen, you don't owe the company anything. If you're ready to leave, you have every right to leave. If you don't care about the manner in which you leave, once you say you're out, they don't care about you. You don't care about them. You're on to the next one.
you say you don't owe them anything, but here's the thing: they're paying your paycheck every 2 weeks.
Not if you've already acquired a new paycheck.
That's an agreement. You made an agreement. You talked a deal with a company. Hey, I'm going to perform these tasks for you, and you're going to pay me for them. Clear.
Well,
They no longer want you. They're firing your ass. You no longer get paid. You could still perform those same tasks for them if you want for free. I don't think that's going to fly, but
True. I mean, from an employee perspective, I guess I see it, but from an owner perspective, it's completely different. Because if someone just cuts on me, it's a lot of work for that business to have to replace or step in to move and acquire the tasks that are being left on the table.
For sure.
So from that perspective, it's a lot of cleanup and a lot of issues there, and it really is, harmful for a short period of time.
I don't want to put you on the spot here, Johnny, but to his point, because you're in kind of placement. What is like the upfront cost for placing someone versus just like taking someone from another department and just using them there? Do you? I don't know. It's
Like internally?
yeah, internally, yeah. It costs more, right? So
Yeah,
obviously
of
losing
course.
someone like an upfront cost, it's like a crazy amount to onboard,
Significantly.
right?
Yeah, onboarding,
Yeah.
depending on what they're doing.
Correct.
Between the burden, just paying for PTO,
Mhm.
benefits, 401k, like all the things you don't even think about.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
unemployment, all those factors, you don't think about those little things
Yeah.
which accrue, and the costs definitely go up. And obviously you have experience with this from being a business owner, but
Yeah.
I just think it's the professional thing to do. Now, clearly, if you are going in to put in your notice or tell your boss or tell your company you're leaving and there's some animosity, there's clearly no reason to stick around. However, I think the right thing to do is to put in a notice. Now, if your customer or your client or the person you're working for says like, hey, we'd like you to stay for 2 weeks, I don't know. I feel like you should, but I also understand the other side too.
I think it goes into how the question's being asked. It's like you said, what your path in the company, what
Bless
they've
you.
done for you.
Thank you.
Your thoughts on the company.
Trying to
Are you
hold that.
leaving and you want to leave you care about what happens to the company, so you're offering the 2 weeks because you want to give back, or you don't give a shit because you're out. You're not obligated to give them 2 weeks. So it's more about your thoughts on the company and how you want to be remembered when you leave.
I think, though, you have to, as an individual, I think you have to think about the potential issues that you're going to cause if you do burn that bridge. If you leave and you
Companies
do it
don't.
spitefully, if you do it spitefully and someone calls me and says, oh, how's Ryan? I'm going to be flat out. Ryan? Disrespectful. You just cut on us. And I mean, no, I do not give my honorable mention of Ryan because he screwed us.
Even if he did an amazing job for you for over years and years and years and just wanted to change.
To be fair,
Yeah, but if you want to change gracefully like that, you give someone your 2 weeks. You don't just fuck them.
well, yeah,
Well, I mean, I don't disagree with you, but if that other company's going to needs him now and that's the offer, what are they going to do?
Yeah, I mean, if you have that discussion, right? If there's like a really strong mutual respect to each other, and someone came to me and said, "Listen, I have this opportunity, and unfortunately, the window of 2 weeks is just not there," I would give it to them. If
So
the
it's
respect is
how
there.
they approach it, right?
Yeah, it's definitely the approach. I would say, like, I understand. I'm not gonna. I'll work harder and faster. I'll pick up those tasks myself, and it just has to happen. So I do agree in that sense. If it's done gracefully,
Yeah, I mean, if it's done maliciously, then yeah, I agree with you, of course, because now you're pissed off. But to say every single time that someone would to quit, and that's the only thing I just want to make sure I checked you on, my guy.
Yeah.
But
mean,
that
that
if
would
I'm
be a different
leaving
story.
without 2 weeks, I'm probably not banking on Ken Massa giving his blessing. Like I'm either jumping to a different industry or whatever I already have taken care of. I don't foresee or I'm not worrying about his feedback about me. But that goes back to, like you said, the relationship, the partnership up to that point, and if you want to leave in a good place or not. But you're not, based off the question, you're not required to leave in a good place, which is why I say no.
No, you're not required, but I see it as, and think about this. If you're constantly trying to grow, if you spend 3 years busting your ass at a company, working hard, supporting that company, growing towards a mission, a goal, acquiring their vision and values, and then you cut because of something short-sighted and you bounce, and then you don't want to use that as a source of helping you build into the career that you're looking to build in, I see that as a 3-year loss. You just wasted 3 years. Dumb. I just think that that's dumb. You wasted 3 years, especially if you gained skillful and beneficial characteristics in that company. Now you can't even leverage them or talk about them because you're afraid that someone's going to call that person as a reference and you're screwed. Got ya.
Well, no. It's you're talking about such extreme situations.
Well, I mean, I just
if
think
someone got so much value out of a company over 3 years and they're leaving, they're
They're
probably
putting in 2
going on to
weeks.
something bigger.
yeah, and they're going to
Probably
put in their
leaving
2
in a good
weeks,
place.
but they're going to leave in 2 weeks.
But they're not required to. It's all in the question.
It's a courtesy.
Yeah, it's all, like,
it is a
Absolutely.
courtesy.
2 weeks is a
ethical,
courtesy.
Morally, like you just put in your 2 weeks.
It's a courtesy.
It's just I feel like society has built it around being the rule.
True, but again, if someone said, "Hey, I have a week and a 2," and it's all hunky dory and you guys are awesome and everything's fine, then it's not 2 weeks; it's 1 week, whatever.
Or sometimes you offer the company, hey, like this job doesn't need me right away. I'll give you a month if you need it, because I understand how crucial my role is, and to offboard me is going to be,
critical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, you are replaceable. If you were to get, it's kind of also the other saying too is, I mean, anything can fucking happen to people, right? Quitting is a hard and fast judgment decision. But if something were to happen to them, a car accident, bad illness, that's where I'm going with this. It's a little morbid, but
No, it's good. You're on that side.
Didn't you just say that I
someone's
was
gonna pick
taking an
up-
extreme on this?
Huh?
Didn't you just say I was taking an extreme on this? That's an
Yeah. I'm giving you an extreme. I'm trying to.
We have to match your
I'm
extreme
debating
with our
here.
extreme.
Therefore, I'm trying to paint a picture of you are replaceable. So you go on vacation, people pick up your slack.
Yeah.
You have an illness or you have a kid, month you're gone, your slack is picked up. You're a woman and you have a kid, 3 months you're out. For most places, I have laws and stuff.
Should be like 6 or 9.
I know, honestly, it's insane, but
Be nice.
you are replaceable. You're not that integrated. The company will find a way.
Yeah.
Now, if the company's really struggling, like obviously it sucks, but most people are probably bouncing because the company's struggling.
If it's struggling and it's not due to the actual manpower and the amount of individuals in the environment, okay. But if they are struggling, it's probably a bigger picture, and that has to do with,
cyclical.
it's got to do with
Yeah.
the company and the culture and whatever's going on inside the
The economy.
but whatever.
There's so many different things.
There's so many factors. Yeah,
Do they deserve my 2 weeks?
it's not so much about do they deserve your 2 weeks or not. Like at the end of the day, if you don't put in your notice, you don't put in your notice.
What about your mental health?
What do you
Maybe
mean?
this job's just been dragging you down, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's awful. Just, you need to get out. Like, it's for you. For you, you're leaving.
Well,
That's
so,
like
toxic
So
environment.
you're
You are
gonna
in a top-
cop out and
or-
just be like, "Oh, I'm done. I quit."
Or, like, you don't want to go the route of suing a company and there's some shady shit going on and you don't feel comfortable and you want to leave. But you just want to cut ties and get out of there. I'm sorry. But
That's a cop out.
Again, you still don't need to. There's illegal shit
Keep it
happening
going,
and you want to
James.
leave.
Cook 'em.
I'm sorry, but
Cook
I
'em.
think I've got you on this one.
You definitely do now. You're just
You're being-
You're basically saying if you want to quit, it's okay to be a quitter. No,
All right, no, you're playing a different ball game there, homie.
just
I'm not
said-
saying about
you just
quitting.
said drop it.
I'm saying moving on to something different, better for you. That's going to elevate your game. Aren't
that's
you
okay.
all about elevating, Kenny?
I am all about
I wanna
elevating, but if you're
elevate
burning the
myself.
bridge on the way out, you're fucking yourself. While the door is closing,
That's your decision
You're basically
now.
saying, "I'm burning that bridge."
But that's your decision.
No, it's not a decision. It's a burnt bridge.
Hey, Ron,
You
what
decided, I'm saying you decided to burn the bridge.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Ty,
What?
which way you going?
I agree. It's a courtesy, but
It's the right thing.
If you can afford it mentally and otherwise, I'd say you'd still probably put in 2 weeks.
Damn.
You son of a
Yeah, dude.
biscuit.
See, it's the courtesy because
It's
you
just
know
the
what?
courtesy, it's it.
If you want to keep growing, you have
The
to
question was
respect
required, not courtesy. Is
Was
it
it
required?
required?
It's not.
It's always the
Was
middle,
that the
right?
original?
Doesn't
question?
matter. Ty didn't pick us.
Was it required?
It should you?
It should you put in your
Should you? Yes. Is it fucking required?
No, it's
No.
not required. Or otherwise.
Where did 2 week
states
notice
and-
even come from?
You on my team now?
I'm not on anybody's team.
No,
but
come on, come
you
on.
should put in your notice.
Everything
You
online
should
says
put
it's just a professional courtesy.
That's it.
Part of being like a professional, just how
It's
you.
not a legally binding thing.
No.
Agreed.
But you should put in your 2 weeks.
If someone on my team put in their notice tomorrow, I would hope that they'd give me a 2 week notice.
As would I.
I wouldn't
and-
put my 2 weeks notice into when I'm breaking up with
just-
someone. Terrible.
Tomatoes, dude. You got
But again, you're not looking to benefit off of that relationship. You don't care. You're cutting that. You're done. You're trying to benefit off of that relationship. To
Well, you're
then
not
grow
trying.
this
You're
thing.
trying not to leave the company high and dry. Are we done here?
Yeah,
Are
we're
we-
done.
We're
Ty
done.
already picked
We
the
win.
We're clearly lost. I can keep
We
going.
win, we
I-
win.
you know, I still think you have some flawed arguments there, Kenny. But hey,
No, just be courteous.
Next time we're gonna let you two debate, and John and I are gonna eat popcorn.
how about wait? Like, can we debate you guys? Because I think that could.
We gotta find a topic.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
on the next one.
Until next time. Thanks
Should
a
you
lot.
put in a 2 week notice?
You should put in your 2 week notice.
Comment if you agree with us.
Don't have
Or
to.
disagree.
And if you haven't,
Don't feel pressured.
we want to hear the story.
But you should do it.
But you should.
Shouldn't.
You should.
Fuck that company.
I don't know, man.